Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're drawing Demon Slayer characters in my style and we're redesigning them almost. Today, right now, we're starting with Mitsuri and next will be Shinobu. You can leave a comment down below who you think should be next. Alright, now back to the video. Everyone, now that we're drawing Mitsuri, I decided to give her a flowy pose, a pose that she's not confined anymore, to show more that she's like expressing herself more instead of hiding like she used to. This pose is kind of just like, yay, I'm happy, bubbly feeling. I gave her a little bit like wider body because I feel like she's super strong in the show, so like why not in character as a bit more of a muscly character. So yes, I gave her some muscles because you know how it is. But mapping out the body was kind of difficult because I didn't really know how long stuff needed to be for her arms to match the way they needed to. So I kind of was tweaking them here, tweaking them there. Just a whole bunch of erasing and redrawing stuff. Now you can see where all those muscles are coming in because you can see all the lines that I did for the muscles, and no, this is not the finished baseline. This is just the part. You can see that I smushed down the arm because it was a little too long. And I was starting on her face and I realized, yeah, well, this nose just isn't fitting in with this mouth. Like, it just looks a little strange. And I just kind of left it for a while and I went back and did her eyes and stuff, and then I was like, I don't think I like this mouth. So I went back and erased it and I changed it to a more happy smile. But I gave her lots of lashes and I did not forget to add the little dots and the little squiggles in her eyes. I just kind of started off very light. I'm not really going for a full-on detail. I kind of copied her hair for the front bangs, but towards the back it looks a lot different. I gave her little side pieces, but here I'm not giving her the 3 braids. I'm giving her one big ponytail braid because I thought that would be a lot cooler. One big ponytail braid in the back with a thin bow instead of a thick bow. And I cut her uniform down into short sleeves because I thought that would be cuter. And I continued and still gave her her shirt, but she's not wearing a haori in this, and it's just really cute. Her leg warmers I added, instead of being like socks, tight, they're loose and they're open. And I wrapped her sword up around there, and I adjusted the arm a little bit. And on her knuckles, I gave her knuckle pads because going with the strong theme, I feel like she should have more of a boxing ability. So going on to the line art, I kind of adjusted a bit of stuff here. I gave her a heart earring because she is the love Hashira, so it only makes sense that she has a heart somewhere. Going on, I made the eyes a bit taller so that they would be more expressive than just dull blank eyes. Going on, I outlined the braid a little bit neater, and I put little designs inside of her buttons because just recently I realized that they put designs inside the Hashira's buttons as like cute decor. And as you can see, I cut down the muscles so they're not as prominent, they're not as big, but they still are there. And I put in the back ruffles on the skirt. And I put a little shorts on her because, yes, I feel like they did her wrong in the show. And I'm giving her security here. And you can see me, I made her a little tanner because I feel like since Ahashira's like out in the sun all the time, especially her, she's at the hot springs and stuff, at the swordsmith's place. And I gave her eyes a more pop green. Her shirt and skirt, however, I made them more of a dark red instead of a dark blue because, of course, she's the love Hashira. And I felt like this would just suit her better because if it was blue, it doesn't fit together. I feel like it fits more when it's more tinted to her color. And I gave her a white bow because if I gave her a pink bow, then it would clash with her hair and it just wouldn't go good. And I gave her hair more of a olive green instead of the bright green I gave for her eyes, and I blended that out perfectly. I gave her hair a little bit more detail than I thought and did a lot more highlights than I thought I would, and that was just something that I never really realized. Her sword, I did part of it pink. I did her leggings and socks green and pink, her shoes pink, and it just like all of this mixes together without clashing against each other. And her knuckle pads kind of mix in with her gloves so they're not looking so out of shape. And of course, I gave her little matching little buttons and her sword. So now onto Shinobu. See, her character and my style looks pretty much the same, but I give her more bangs in the front instead of that big open gap. And instead of her having like a clip, I gave her a bow instead. And her eyes are more narrow, more slit, and I adjusted her mouth. I think her mouth looks better small, and I think she needs some glasses because she gives off more of a doctor vibe, and just with the glasses and the small smile makes it look more doctory. I had to adjust this a few times because I couldn't get it to fit, but I gave her a ponytail, but it's like short, like her hair's short, but she still has, it's two pieces, her front and then her back hair. Her haori is quite larger because, in my opinion, you know, I feel like from the wisteria poison, she'd be skinny, she'd not like that, and so she'd cover it up with her haori. And another thing that I did add was the little butterfly parts on her haori, which are like just little lines, squiggles. I reshaped her bow instead of, it looks more like a butterfly now, but nah, it's okay. I gave her shoes more of the flat shoes instead of the elevated ones because I feel like she needs a softer footing for, you know, running around and just being more swift. I made her more of a pale color instead of like tan like Mitsuri. I made her more pale because of the wisteria poison. I feel like this would just be more of a logical answer. She's skinnier, she's paler, but her hair kind of contrasts with the paleness, so it kind of takes away from the paleness and it makes her look more not pale. And like Mitsuri's, I made her outfit a lot darker because I wanted her outfit to kind of mix with her hair. I didn't want it to look red like the Mitsuri's because if I did, then it wouldn't clash. And I gave her haori just a beautiful pink and green look, and everything else is a dark shade of purple, along with her sword, and her buttons are yellow. Thank you all so much for watching this video, but wait. Yes, I get the video is blurry, and I could not fix that. I've tried everything to get my videos in the perfect condition, and they just seem to go downhill from there. If you want to leave tips and suggestions for me down in the comments below, feel free, and don't forget to check the Discord. Bye!